Welcome back to the program. This is still the Afia Morning Show. Good morning once again. I'm Nathalie, and of course, this is where we take our regional stories. And now we shift away from Anambra and the certificate of return, of course, issuing to other issues in the state concerning land management reform. So we understand that to enlighten professionals and the public on the new survey management system introduced by the Enugu State Government, an initiative aimed at modernizing land administration, safeguarding the legacy of surveyors, and of course, ensuring peace of mind for landowners across the state. A one-day workshop was held in Enugu State. Now, the event, organized through the Office of the Surveyor-General in collaboration with the Ministry of Lands and Urban Development, brought together stakeholders and experts to discuss ways to enhance transparency, accuracy, and credibility in the state's land administration system. Recall that earlier reports indicated that the Enugu State Government had launched a comprehensive land survey digitization project aimed at geo-referencing and updating all registered layout surveys across the state. Afia TV correspondent Chidimma Madu reports.
The Enugu State Government is taking a bold step in land reform with the rollout of its digital survey management system, a modern cadastral solution designed to digitize all land survey records, promote transparency, and curb land disputes across the state. The system will streamline land documentation, boost investor confidence, and strengthen both urban planning and the state's internally generated revenue. In his opening remarks, the Surveyor-General of Enugu State, Uchenna Chime, explained that the new system places surveying at the heart of land administration, restoring surveyors to their rightful position as custodians of land data and records. He added that the platform ensures that every survey record, data, coordinates, and professional signatures is permanently preserved, protecting the integrity of the profession and ensuring accountability.
Let's also note that once survey is entered in the system, no one, not even government, can take it over or make changes without records for the accountability. With this system, your survey becomes protected and traced. This system stops the one practice of doing survey on top of survey that survey already done before. This protects professional ethics and keeps the dignity of the surveying field. Moreover, we are very much aware that every job one does will not be traceable with the system. No client can deny someone's work. No one can alter any other records because digital evidence of one effort is available. This secures one's earnings. From the surveyor's perspective, this system ensures that the professional remains the foundation of land truth and data accuracy. It gives us instant access to standard coordinates, making our work faster, more accurate, and more dependable.
The chairman of the Nigerian Institution of Surveyors, Enugu State Chapter, Pius Nnamani, said the state government's commitment to redefining land administration is evident in its investment in modern surveying equipment. He noted that all feedback and deliberations from the workshop will be forwarded to the government to strengthen the ongoing reforms.
Now, this administration from inception left no one in doubt of its desire to reform the land management system in Enugu State and to make the state investor-friendly. We saw this through the bill it submitted to the House of Assembly on the establishment of new Enugu City Management Agency and also the bill setting up engines at the early stages of its administration. NRS, in order to complement the efforts of government, decided to go on and establish a continuously operating reference stations, CORS, to facilitate accurate position fixing. The 6 stations we have designed covers the entire state. The government has also purchased various survey equipment like drones, low frequency GPS survey equipment, data stations, etc. for the office of the Surveyor-General of the state. We, the surveying community, appreciate government for this gesture.
A Geo-Information and Earth Observation consultant, Dr. Nixon Nduji, who is also the resource person at the workshop, described the digital system as a transformative tool that will make surveying more efficient, reliable, and transparent. He said the system will help identify fake cadastral layouts, unauthorized land allocations, and illegal land transactions, while ensuring proper documentation and registration of every land parcel. He further explained that under the new system, every property in the state will be assigned a unique digital ID, adding that this initiative is the first of its kind in Nigeria. He noted that the system operates on a robust database management platform, making surveys traceable, verifiable, and permanently stored for accountability.
NGs and all other parastatals are just going to subscribe to this Office of the Surveyor-General system, which is a land information system that will keep record of all the land information in the state. So for them to do anything, they must pass through the Office of the General system. Every property has a different digital ID, just like you have your own different digital national identity number. So it's not the same QR code for every property. Just like you have a different ID, that is how you have a different QR code for every property. So, NGIS, when you hear NGIS, is Enugu State Government Information System. It doesn't have control over land. There are other geographic information that are being used in the state. So, NGIS is like a central body for other geographic data that are being used in the state. So, if you talk about GIS, we talk about different kinds of data. So, but for land, it must have to go through the Surveyor-General of the state because that's the number one custodian. And that is why they are building this system. So that all records of survey can be on the system. Anyone that wants to make use of it or that must pass through the Office of the Surveyor-General. For government revalidation, there are government offices that allocate that land. For example, if you go to housing is doing their own revalidation through this Surveyor-General system. Ministry of Lands, they are doing their revalidation through this Surveyor-General system. Everyone is passing through Surveyor-General system, and Surveyor-General has to verify every property that is in the state.
Speaking at the event, the Honorable Commissioner for Lands and Urban Development, Barrister Chimobi Patrick Okorie, said the government is seeking greater synergy among all stakeholders in the land ecosystem. He noted that past land management challenges were due to limited technological tools, but assured that with this innovation, history is being made in Enugu State's land administration.
Level of clarity, some level of certainty to their work. And that is expensive sees this as a product that will create that. It's a product that will enable a surveyor to finish his work or her work and go to sleep. Nobody is going to call you at your 80th birthday to tell you that it's a court case. There's an ongoing litigation about one land that you surveyed 40 years ago, and you're struggling to remember which land was that. And they say, well, you need to come and give evidence in court. Because what we now intend to create is a system that is fully automated. It takes the pressure off you. It ceases to be your headache for life. Because at some point, it is recognized that it has gone through the entire process. It has gotten signed off through all the stages. It is a digitized system. And at that point, the surveyor can sleep well.
During the interactive section, Professor Victor Nam, Fellow of the Nigerian Institution of Surveyors and former Commissioner for Lands, commended the initiative and urged surveyors to maintain trust and confidence in the system. He clarified that NGs and other relevant agencies can now subscribe to the platform for revalidation, ensuring alignment across all land management bodies. Professor Nam added that all survey plans will henceforth be uploaded digitally, providing transparency and preventing unauthorized alterations.
NGs need survey information to carry out their land administration activities. The Ministry of Land is also a sister agency because some Office of Surveyor-General used to be under Ministry of Land, but now it's a service. So the Ministry of Land allocates land, they do land administration activities. They also have access to this system through their own portal. So the reason why I mentioned a lot of agencies that have access to this system is for you to understand that the fact that NGs have access to this system does not mean that NGs control this system. We as surveyors, we practice under the Office of Surveyor-General, not under NGs. If NGs require any survey information to do their job, it does not mean that they own those information. They pass through the Surveyor-General of the state. Before anybody can verify his land, he needs to refer to that surveyor for the survey plan. If he doesn't have a survey plan, he cannot verify his land. Okay? Secondly, if the surveyor does not okay it on his own dashboard, because all of us who are practicing in Enugu State, we are going to log in and have our respective dashboard. So any survey activity that you have done, if there's any transaction that is done on that land, it's going to appear on your dashboard, and it will need your clearance for that transaction to continue. So instead of this thing taking away our survey transaction, it is going to bring more survey transaction to us.
Other participants, including Dr. Ugochukwu Chime, CEO of Copen Group, described the reform as a significant step toward eliminating land-related fraud and ensuring data integrity across the state's land ecosystem.
We are now entrusted with the opportunity to find out how we can create a mutually beneficial platform in the midst of the changes that are going on. I therefore suggest that we have done the first phase, which is advocacy, information sharing. The next step is to be able to sit down in a committee with some few people and be able to decide on the technical issues, on the issues of proprietary rights, on the issues of the economic interests of surveyors, so that we can bring a template which will sell to the government. But as for whether we are going to move in that direction, they will move in that direction. It's not only us that will be affected. Town planners are going to be invited because some of the town planning approvals and layouts are not in consonance with the transportation network that will drive investment. And they have to be aligned in our estates. Those of us who are developers will be affected equally. Because in time to come, if we have been giving some leases to those who bought properties in our estate, government wants to give them CO. That will close out some of the rights that the developers have. But we are sitting down to discuss with them. If you to issue a deed of sublease, when somebody gets issued a CO, it extinguishes the interest as a developer of that particular estate. I want to once more thank God that we have surveyors who are at the forefront of driving the change in our sub-sector.
The workshop explored the purpose, benefits, and implications of the new system. As Enugu leads the way in digital land management, stakeholders believe the reform marks a new era of credibility and innovation in the state's land governance. In Enugu, Chidimma, Madu for Afia TV.
Thank you, Chidimma, for that in-depth report. And we know there are many questions, of course, that we still have to ask. We're going to ask those questions at 9:30 when we'll be joined by Professor Nam, who also participated in the workshop and help us understand what this really means and what it takes for one to revalidate his survey plan.